Welcome to Osiadacz Family Farm. My name is Laura, and today we're going to talk about reducing our food waste. Now, here beside me I have some grapes, and these have been sitting in the refrigerator just a little too long. So I'm going to bring these up close. So as you can see, they haven't really gone bad, but they are a little squishy. And if you're like most people, that is not how you want to be eating a grape. So we're actually going to dehydrate these. They're still super useful, and we're going to turn them into two delicious raisins. Also, I wanted to talk about that you don't have to just dehydrate one thing at a time. So we have a actually very inexpensive dehydrator, the Nesco food dehydrator. It's the American Harvest, and it's very easy to use. I'm going to walk you through that. I'm also going to throw in some other fruit. So I just went outside. It's a dreary morning here. It's sprinkling. So it's a perfect day to be doing inside projects as far as preserving food. But as you can see, we got some plums. We have a few little pears as well as some apples. And I'm just going to throw those in there too. So you don't just have to dehydrate one thing at a time. You can dehydrate multiple things. As long as they complement each other. So these are all fruits. So there's not going to be any concern if, there's some smell from the plums or the apples or the grapes mixing in with one another. It'll all be great and it'll taste delicious once it's done. Okay, now it's time to prepare our fruit and get them ready for that dehydrator. So I am just going to remove the grapes from the stems, pick out any grapes that have little blemishes on them or holes. You can see this one here is no good, so we'll just toss that one aside. Then we'll wash this fruit that I have just picked this morning out of some close by fruit trees from our backyard, prepare that, and then we'll throw them all into the dehydrator. Well, we're back from slicing our apples as well as our pears, de-pitting our prunes, and preparing our grapes, de-stemming them and washing them off. And we are just about ready to put them all in the dehydrator. Now, I just wanted to emphasize a couple of things here for those that haven't done this before. This method is a really great way to save time. So if you're like me, you're a busy mom and you need to save time, this is a great method because the taste of the apples, the taste of the plums, the taste of the pears and the grapes all go together. So dehydrating these together is no problem at all. So I think a lot of people get really stuck in dehydrating one thing at a time. And yes, you have to watch it because say the apples and the pears are going to be finished dehydrating before the grapes and the plums, just because there's more moisture in the plums and the grapes. But it gets them all going, it saves you time, and so I hope you try this out and it is a time-saving method for you. If you do, please let me know how it goes and just mention something in the comments below. Well, we just finished filling those dehydrator shells. I hope you learned a little something about being able to put multiple fruits in your dehydrator at the same time. As you saw, we have grapes, we have plums, we have apples, and we have pears. Now remember, those apples and pears are going to be done first, and then the grapes and the plums. So we're gonna have to keep a close eye on things. We'll be setting the Nesco American Harvest, which is my food dehydrator, at the fruit setting, which is 135 degrees Fahrenheit or 58 degrees Celsius. So we'll get started there. We'll keep a close eye. Just as I had mentioned, I anticipate the pears and the apples being done by tonight. The plums and the grapes are probably going to take at least one day, if not two. So I will be keeping a close eye on those. I hope you learned something today about being able to dry multiple fruits at the same time in your dehydrator, as well as thinking outside the box. If your grapes are starting to get a little bit mushy, just dehydrate those and they're going to make some delicious raisins. So this is a great way to save money, save time. It's just really good for people living on a budget and trying to reduce waste. So if you enjoyed this video, I ask you to please give it a thumbs up and like it, as well as subscribe to our channel to learn more. Until next time.